Welcome to Battle Truth and my point of view. I don't know you, so I'm not a hater. I can only give you the facts that's written on these papers. And since we have no dealing, therefore the court can care less about your feelings. I'm the Honorable MallikiBaker, your presiding judge, chairman and spokesperson for the One United Front. You are my witnesses and jury. You may be seated. Court is now in session. Let's talk about it. Okay, man. I just got through listening to Qleen, and Wing. So Qleen Paper has said something to the nature disrespectful to Wing on the spaces, I guess. He said something about her suck and do thing type stuff. Qua didn't like it. Didn't have no idea she was his co-host. So apparently she on his show now. I don't really know what his show be about because I don't really be in the mix like that. But apparently that's his co-host. So he took it upon himself to do what Qua do and began to, feel he had to come to Wing defense by that being his co-host to let Qleen Paper know no disrespect will be tolerated when addressing Wing. The conversation ended up going left to the point that Qleen felt that Qua was threatening his life and basically like, look, when we see each other, it's on and popping. Here's the thing about this battle rap community. It's only so much that going to be continually said on this internet. Somebody gonna seriously get hurt behind this stuff. I'm just keeping it real. You can only hide for so long. You can only jack for so long. Now, I'm just saying this in general, period. I'm not just saying this about this situation. And I already see, once again, I'm always right on this when I say this. It's about that time for the enemy to have another sacrifice. Yes, it is. I see it right now. You can tell when the spirits is rising up. You can tell when the energy of tension and hostility is rising up. It's time for another sacrifice. A battle rap sacrifice. We're about to see one real soon. You brothers and sisters better really, really wake up and understand what you are putting out. It's crazy how this social media is just terrible, man. It really is, man. I'm just keeping it 100, bro. Like, this is one of the worst inventions you could give to reckless people who looking for attention, because they'll do anything to get it. Most of these people wouldn't even have a voice if it wasn't for the internet. The internet will give you a voice and give you an audience, especially when we seeing now that negativity draws attention. The majority of these guys on the internet be talking, won't bust a grape, won't lift a pistol, won't kill nothing, won't put hands on nobody, but will sell it to you real heavy over this internet. Like literally will. Most of these guys be real little and swearing that they can go outside the biggest dude's head. Like they welcome any type of drama. When in reality, they cowards at heart and would never do these things. I'm just speaking in general of what's happening on the internet and what the internet is producing. And so many people have lost their lives and freedom behind this internet. And the hate that brothers have against each other is so easy because we are conditioned. We are conditioned to hating one another. The vanity and pride and arrogance, the narcissism that a lot of brothers possess, and the weakness that is in men is very shameful. Very shameful. Most of these dudes is worse than women. I see it all the time. Even when I'm doing my blogs at times, I look into the comments, it ain't even really women talking. It's guys talking. Like literally guys whining, crying, complaining. Women don't never complain. I have never, since I've been blogging, in my whole 7 years of blogging, have never heard a woman ever complaining about my judge role that I use to be the judge in battle rap. A woman never complained about that. A woman never complained about the stocking cap I wear. Never. A woman never complained about that, ever. The only persons who ever said something about this was guys. Looking too hard. Like, women never did that. Never. So that's very telling. You'll figure if anything, they'll be saying something about it. But no, it's just always guys. I was listening to these brothers talking. The only thing about this situation is it always involves others. That's how come I know eventually there has to be a sacrifice. The more people involved, the higher the risk. The higher the risk is more likely to happen. And let me tell you something. It's only so much you can say and do till it ends up coming next to you and you have to do the things you said you was gonna do. Everybody on the internet, have you noticed everybody on the internet tough? Like literally everybody on the internet tough. I don't know one person on the internet. Well, I heard one person on the internet admit he not really tough. That was DJ Academics. I heard him say he basically soft and he don't come from that life and he ain't about that life. I heard him say that on a number of occasions. But recently now he tough though. Since he found out Puffy was having sex with Meek Mills, hitting him from the back, now he gained the courage to want to fight Meek Mills. Yeah, now he want to fight Meek Mills. Since he found out he a bottom. Crazy. But yeah, that's what he want to do. So we got all this macho-ness on the internet right now. This stuff be crazy. And a lot of people believe because they from other places, you ain't gonna never catch up with them. It's highly likely we're gonna bump into each other. Listen, man, let me tell y'all something, man. It's time for brothers to really, really man up and start being men, man. I just never seen so many weak, emotional men in my life. I just haven't never really saw this like this. But I understand the internet, but I never saw just so many weak, emotional men before in my life. I'm just keeping it 100, man. This is a whole nother different era. This is a whole nother different era. Everybody's tough. Everybody's tough. Everybody want to shoot the fade. Everybody want to bust the pistols. Everybody got the money. Everybody got the girls. And we don't even recognize what's going on around us. We don't even have, these people don't even have an idea we in the last days and that Jesus on the way. They think that's a joke. They think that's a game. They have no idea of the eclipse that's finna come, how that actually shows you that God is letting you know. That's his clock. You know how like you look at your watch and your watch go from 1 to 12 where you tell time? You know where that came from? That came from God. Our 12 planets that rotate around the sun, that's God looking down at our solar system and looking at his watch. It's a clock. It's a clock. He said the sun, moon, and stars tell the time and seasons. It's his clock. And he gave us a certain time to fix it and get it right because he on the way. But what the enemy do is throw all these roadblocks in front of y'all and y'all never see it. They give you these distractions, whether it's girls, entertainment, whether it's sports, to keep your mind off of what's really going on. While you delay because you distracted, it causes doubt. Delayed distraction, doubt, which leads to you lingering. Then next thing you know, it's too late. You gone. You never got to make it right. You know how many people came and went like that? You know how many of our loved ones and friends left like that, believing that they had tomorrow and never got to see it? Don't be like that. You better learn from the people you lost and reprogram yourself and position yourself in a place to not follow in those same footsteps. You brothers better stop bickering and arguing over senseless things. Y'all be on this computer swearing y'all hate each other. And y'all got real things in y'all life that you really should be handling business on, rather than entertaining strangers you never saw. But I get it. We're in the era of the internet. But you brothers better wake up. All this showing out. But I know as a man, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you feel if a person disrespect you, as a person threaten you, hey, you got to do what you got to do. It happens to the best of us. I just snapped and got mad at a lot of people, but I had to reposition myself and bring myself back in track. See, that's the thing about being a believer. I may fall off, but because I'm always growing and wise and the Spirit of God is always dealing with me, I try to get back on track, correct my error, because I understand I let the enemy in, to the point that letting the enemy in brought somebody else in that became a hindrance. That became a hindrance to the things I'm supposed to be doing. And I got to be careful of that, not to allow people to knock me off of my journey, knock me off of the good things God got planned for me, to take me away from the things that's going on that the enemy trying to distract me from, to deter me from kicking down his kingdom. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, brothers and them. Y'all better be wise. You better leave that unnecessary trash alone. Y'all better focus on y'all life and loved ones and get to what's real. Because it's finna happen. This stuff ain't no game. You seeing all these wars going around and all these rumors of wars. That's what Jesus said. In my return, you're going to have wars and rumors of wars. You're going to see signs in the heavens. It's going to be earthquakes in divers places. Nations will rise up against nations. All these things happening in chronological order, just like he said. People think it's a joke. I'm starting to notice because I'm seeing what God is doing. See, when you read the Old Testament, you know what's crazy about it? God was literally doing supernatural things right before their eyes in judgment. But I'm noticing he been holding back in these generations and era, because the Bible say he appointed a time where he gonna do this one time. He choose one man to judge everybody at one time through Jesus Christ. That's the person who actually was God in the flesh. So since people ain't been seeing it like how they saw it in the Old Testament, they don't believe it. And when you don't believe it, your true nature come out, because it shows who you really are. See, if you knew it was coming, you would try to be good because you know it's on the way. But since you know it's not on the way and you don't believe it, you just showing the real you of who you are. See how that works? So I noticed like, wow, God, oh, I get it now, God. Yeah. Because if you faithful, whether you know it or whether you don't. You real all the time, not some of the times. You brothers better wake up. You brothers better open up your eyes and see what's going on, because it's real, okay? And it's so real. This may even be too real for y'all. This may even be too real for y'all, what I'm saying right now. But for those of y'all who understand it, those of y'all who really get it and feel what I'm talking about, come to Jesus.